Warm welcome to CrossYoga. My name is still Ria and I'm gonna guide you through a class today in this beautiful forest in Thailand. This will be the third of our series called Healthy Spirit. So welcome to unroll your mats and join me. You can either rest on the mat or sit here with me as we close our eyes. Try to relax the shoulders, the forehead. Inhale deeply, if possible, through your nose. Exhale through your mouth and let go. Maybe one more time. And onto your sitting bones or your back if you're resting. Notice the texture of your mat. Notice how it softens your contact with the floor. And then picture this mat almost like a boat or a floaty, if you prefer, of God's love carrying you through this class and through your day. And you might have the weight of the world with you on this boat of love. And you can choose to unload this weight by maybe picturing yourself throwing off weight away from you, things that doesn't serve you or serve God. Surrender that by throwing it out to each side, out to the water, so it's only you, careless and free as God's child. Maybe you sigh it out again a few times or just once. Picture a smile on God's face, smiling to you. And maybe this is our foundation of a healthy spirit. Welcome to move freely on your mat to warm up the spine. Small movements or bigger movements if you're up for that. So today's class will be a slow class, but with a little bit of elements of power in between and some small sequences with a little bit of flow to release extra energy you might have or gain energy if that's what you're missing. As I was preparing this class for today, I didn't feel like God was sharing anything like really deep and wise. But one question that kept popping up was, what is a healthy spirit? What does that mean? What is the first thing that come to your mind when I ask, what is a healthy spirit? And you can still ponder upon that as you make your way into downward facing dog. Lifting your hip up, spreading out your fingers, making a equal square or triangle it's called, and bending one knee at a time. Moving your hip, moving your legs. Move to a plank. Finding the strength in the arms, the shoulders, move them away from your ears. Lift up through your shoulder blades, engage your core, your quads. And then come down on your knees and gently lower into upward facing dog so your face moves up. A little bit gentle, especially in the morning. My lower back is not flexible. Then move back, almost as in child's pose, hip moving back so you create a long line from your fingertips through your arms to the back of the sitting bones. From there, lifting through your legs up into downward facing dog, bending your knees as much as you need. Letting the heels sink down towards the mat, it doesn't have to reach at all. Let's do this one more or two more times. Come to your plank. You might inhale on your way. You might exhale as you find your up dog, shoulder blades rotated back. Inhaling as you move back, long line. And exhale up or down dog. One breath and down dog. Just adjust your stance if you like. One more time, inhale to plank. Up dog, knees down, exhale. Inhale, move back. Exhale, down dog. Then walk your feet to the top end of the mat. Maybe you grab your elbows, opposite elbow with your hand, and sway from side to side. And would you say you have a healthy spirit? Let go of the elbows, chair pose, sitting bones back. Reach your arms up forward here. Sitting maybe a little bit low. Taking your hands behind you, grasping the fingers or just holding the arms, that's fine. Shoulder blades squeezed back, lifting the hands away from your thigh. Hinging forward, letting your arms reach back. No need to overdo things, still warming up a little bit here. Maybe shake your head. Release your hands, finding high mountain. Arms up over your head, maybe looking towards the sky. Draw your arms out, open up your chest. Palms facing up. Opening up our spirits to the greater spirit of God, maybe. Palms together on the top of your head, shoulders down, hinge forward. Slowly taking your time, bending your knees as much as you need. Let your fingers find the floor. Step your right leg back. Low lunge, knee down, reach your arms up overhead and let your hips sink a little bit forward for a stretch on your hip flexors and your hamstrings. Then move your hands down on the floor, framing this front leg. Hip moves back. Maybe you're stretching this front leg, leaning forward. Again, making your way to the top end of the mat. Let this back leg move to the top, fold forward. And exhale. Inhaling as you reach your arms up overhead, palms together. And again, open up your chest, small back bend, nose towards the sky, maybe looking up, or maybe just closing your eyes, picturing God's smiling face. So one of the things that came to my mind when I asked myself, what is a healthy spirit? It was the phrase, the spirit finding its home and its safe place. Finding its purpose. Straighten your spine, palms together again, hinge forward, and your arms reach forward. A little bit of an extra challenge, hands down. Step your left foot to the back end of the mat. Lower down the knee, low lunge. Reaching your arms up, and then move your hip to the front. Hip bones moving back as you're stretching the front leg there, knitting the ribs in as you lean forward. This time moving to plank. So move that front foot back, standing tall, plank to low plank on toes or knees. Cobra or up dog, and move to your down dog. So a healthy spirit, in my definition, would be that the spirit, or that your whole being has found its purpose in life. Look to the front, heels off the mat, either jump or float to the front. Fold forward. High mountain, reaching your arms up and down by the side. Find somewhere where it's stable and lift up your right knee. Now you can either just stay here with your arms out to the side, or if you up for a little bit of a challenge, you can take the right knee up, left arm, and do a little bit of a twist here. So you take that right shoulder and rotate it back. Coming back to center, maybe you take your arms out to the side as you move this right leg all the way back. Low lunge, we've been here before. Reaching your arms up overhead. Making sure your spine is tall and long. And then take your right hand down. We're going for a twist in this low lunge. Your left arm up so that the navel reaches in towards the inner thigh. And we're going to do a little bit of a power move here. So rotate the back leg there, the knee out to the side. And then kind of move this front leg, shoot it back, extend it out for this version of a supported side plank. You can take both hands down as you move this leg to the front again. Hands down so you support yourself, but trying to lift the knee up. Let yourself hinge a little bit forward. See if you can find that balance, almost like you're shooting your way up here. Just the right knee up, staying here, or twisting again. So this will be our little small power move for today. Gonna repeat this a few times. And you're welcome just to slow down, let out any postures that you're not comfortable with. So coming back, right leg back, lower down the knee, maybe without the low lunge, coming directly down to your twist, left arm up. Turning on this right knee out to the side, see if you can make your way, lifting up all of left side. Coming back, left leg to the front, letting go of the mat, see if you can find somewhere where you're actually able to keep your balance, twisting or just lifting up the leg. If we want to do this with a breath, could be moving back, exhale, knee down, twisting. Inhale as you do your side plank. Exhale as you move to the front. Inhale, finding a balance. Exhale, move back, twisting, knee down. Inhale, side plank. Exhale to the front. Gaze on the floor. Inhale, balance pose. Without a twist. A few more times through. It's okay to be out of breath at some point, if not already. Powering through this left leg quite a lot, so you might feel it in your thighs, your glutes. Two more times if you're doing it in my pace. And if you're done with the second time, mountain pose on the mat, close your eyes. Maybe swing with your hip, breathe. Notice the difference between the sensations in left and right side right now. Open up your eyes, finding this place for your right leg lifting up left, and this might be the side where you just lift up without the twist, okay? Remember, it's always an option. But if you want to do the twist, you take your right hand on your thigh or your knee without crossing the legs. Do this slow the first time through, coming back, left leg or toes pointing back, low lunge. And before we did actually lunge, so let's do this on this side as well. So hip move forward, arms up. Twisting left hand down, up with the right. Looking up or down, you choose. Now let's try to mindfully move this right leg back, okay? So it will do a lot of things at the same time. So I'm gonna lift this right leg up as I move and turn the left leg or the shin out to the side, doing this supported side angle, or side plank. Core involved, lifting up. You wanna do it easier, you can always take the foot down. So rotating back, making sure this foot comes in, letting this foot reach down, looking forward on the ground, knee off. Kind of kick yourself all the way up, twisting or not. Left leg elevated. A little bit faster, moving left leg back, going directly into our twist this time. Right arm up, navel towards the inner thigh without gluing it. Supported side plank. All your body in one line. Move back. foot on the ground, hinge forward, putting all your energy and effort into this front leg. It's going to support you all the way up. And then faster if you like. Inhale as you step back, twisting directly. Exhale. Inhaling as you move your way up to side plank. Coming back, exhaling, inhaling up. And you might even do this quicker. Exhale down, twisting, inhaling, side plank. Exhaling, coming back. Inhaling, balance. Exhale back, twist. Inhaling, side plank. Exhaling, coming back. And just continue. And don't bother with the breath if it really doesn't make a lot of sense. A few more times. Feel your right thigh on fire. One more time through. Finishing up mountain pose whenever you're ready. Now, the Bible speaks a lot about people finding purpose in life. Jesus tells this short parable or story. Just close your eyes and listen. Matthew 13, verse 45. The kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. When he found one of great value, he went away and sold everything he had and bought it. I'll read it one more time and just picture this merchant. The kingdom of heaven is like a merchant or man in a grocery shop or whatever, looking for fine pearls. When he found one of great value, he went away and sold everything he had and bought it. What do you have in your life that you would sell everything for? What makes that much sense? Gives you that much purpose? Open up your eyes, moving slower now, dancer pose, balancing on our left leg. So again, find a good spot to put your foot down, root out your toes, the whole sole of the foot. Turn the thumb back and grasp the arch of the foot there without kicking the leg out to the side, okay? We're gonna move it back with this front hand to the front, and you can do your dancer here or even leaning more forward if you're up for it today. Back bending, Really reaching, kicking strongly your foot into your hand. Stay here for one more breath. And slowly see if you can keep your balance, let go of the foot. Move into warrior three, hands to the front. Line that back leg with the floor, spine with the floor, arms as much as possible. See if you can keep your balance and lower down your right leg to the back end of the mat. Warrior two, so you turn the back foot around and bending into the front leg, reaching your arms out. Notice your front thigh, both the adductors here, the inside and the outside, top and bottom of the leg. And root both the front foot and the back foot firmly into the floor. Reach your hand overhead, extend the front leg, core involved, so again knitting the ribs in. Leaning forward almost like a triangle. You can stay here or go lower if your spine and your whole core is okay. Looking up maybe if you can keep your balance. Aligning the shoulders with this front leg. Coming back, taking your arms out again, align it with the floor. Keep extending this front leg, making sure your heels are somewhat aligned. And then we're going to turn the shoulder here so that our gaze are at the front of the mat, the shoulders turn with it. So our legs aligned with the long end of the mat, our shoulders with the short. Coming back to center. And then reverse your warrior, so leaning back. This might feel nice in the shoulders after having them elevated here. And from here, without looking at the front leg, bend the front knee. Try to notice, without looking, that the front kneecap, the patella there, is actually moving towards the pinky toe, bending the front knee. So you find your more traditional side stretch here. Engage your core and root lock as you move your hands around, finding the floor, lifting the back heel off. Vinyasa flow, or just down dog immediately if you like. Lower down. Inhaling cobra or up dog. Exhaling down dog. Staying here for a few breaths. See if you can take that lower part of your spine and kind of move it up so you feel a small arch in your back and even a stronger stretch in your hamstrings, the back of the thigh. Look to the front, jump and walk, fold forward, rising up, Hand in prayer pose, and then close your eyes. When I asked before what would be the thing that you would sell your life for, maybe you think about your kids and stuff like that, and that might be it. But I also believe that we're called, maybe you're called to be a great mom, and that is your purpose. Awesome. But maybe you're also called to something else. And I'm not only thinking about one thing like doing CrossYoga, maybe that's it. But maybe it's also more value. Maybe it's serving people. Maybe it's preaching, speaking the truth in love. So it's not so concrete, but more like a value. Maybe it's easier to implement in every part of our life. I know you might not be done thinking about this, but let's move on. It's welcome to continue to think about these things. Find a solid spot for your right leg. Gonna do dancer pose. Dance into our purpose. Kicking the back foot there into the hand, leaning forward, knee moving directly back. So your hip is closed. Breath steady. And soften your face, even though it might be pretty hard standing here. Release the foot, going into warrior 3 or some version of it. You can always do airplane or take your hands down. But closing the hip. Stretching both legs, toes pointing down on the lifted leg. And still left leg lifted. Lowering down left leg, turning to find warrior 2. Maybe adjust the distance between your legs. You want to go all in, you take quite a wide distance. If not, just shorten the distance. So maybe do your warrior 2 here. It's not a matter of what you look like. It's a matter of what you feel like in your body. Notice where it might be stretching. Maybe it's your inner thigh. Maybe it's somewhere else. Be curious. Now draw your arms up over your head and align your shoulders with your thighs. Stretching this front leg and then leaning forward, maybe a lot, maybe not a lot. And of course you bend this knee if it becomes too much of a stretch on your inner thigh. So activate your core by engaging your navel. It feels like that at least. And you stay on your mat, I just turned. And then coming up, finding a reversed warrior, so back hand back, and this front leg is still stretched, so lean back. Maybe you notice things here at the other side. It's almost like a side bend. And then again, without looking, Stir this front knee towards the pinky toe, not so that you lift through the inside of the arch of the foot, but more so that your knee is not dropping in. And try to think or feel where your ankle and knee might be stacked. And stay there for a little bit. All right, release. Take your hands to the front end of the mat where they normally are. Step back. Slowing things even more down. Move to plank and down on your belly. Take your hands behind you again. Grasp your hands or just hold the back of your hand. Stretch out the arms without extending the elbows. Lifting up and going for a stretch on the front chest, as well as strengthening the back. And let go. Hands down on the floor. Beneath your shoulders, tuck the toes under. Find child's pose. So your sitting bones move back towards your heels. Forehead on the mat, or in your hands if you prefer. To find that purpose in life, and that thing you want to sell everything for and buy. Maybe you need to clean your house. Maybe you have cluttered up lots of things that is not the most important. Not to say it's not important at all, but maybe there are things you need to surrender to actually find this healthy spirit and this home cleaned up, ready for this purpose. Lifting up. Maybe finding tabletop, pigeon pose, stretch for your groins and everything. Take your right leg to the front, move this leg out to the side, either the shin aligned with the short end of the mat or bending the knee further. Reverse the pigeon if you like, so lay down on the back and almost do the same as this one if you have any knee issues. Letting your hips sink low. And even sleeping pigeon where you come down on your elbows, maybe your forehead. back. Take your hands down. Please avoid putting any weight on the bended knee there. Take the back foot and move back into down dog. Complete the same thing on the other side. If you're on your back, just switch side. No need to come in and out of down dog. And don't move into your deepest stretch just too fast. Take your time. So I truly believe that a healthy spirit is finding purpose in life. We started this class by picturing the mat as a boat of God's love. And I believe that this is exactly the first purpose of our lives, is to find peace in being God's children. Love through grace. That's the foundation. And maybe this is where you start by asking, okay, God, may I please experience what it's like to be your child? To know what it is like to sail in this ship of love. And then second would be the values. And then thirdly, maybe the actual task, the job, the things that we do. Come into a seat on the mat, and if you're on your back, you can just sit up like I do here, stretching out. Sitting bones on the mat, leaning forward. So my purpose might be, a part of it might be doing CrossYoga, trying to like the CrossYoga community grow by doing teacher trainings and all of this. My values, though, can be lived out in many ways. And it's not actually, it's just a few years back when it kind of really dawned on me that what God called me to do was to help people know that they are fully known by God, completely loved by God, and uniquely called by God. So known, loved, and called, that was my main values that I'm gonna serve the world with. So hopefully it's inspiring. Come down on the mat. You can bend your knees, let the knees drop in. And just rest for a bit. Then hug in your knees towards your chest. And find resting pose just for a few moments. Always welcome to stay down longer than I do. Come down. Relax your whole body. Inhale, healthy. Exhale, spirit. I will wrap up this class now to move the outer limbs of your body. Or you can stay down further and rest more. You might want to stretch. And make your way into a seated posture on the mat. And maybe you want to pray with me as we finish the class. So God, help us to find peace and healthy spirits by knowing that we are loved by you. In your name, Jesus. Amen. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.